Hey, what is happening? My name is Jared, and today I'm going to be filming a video, 10 tools every apprentice carpenter needs. So before we get stuck into listing these tools, thought I'd just mention, you probably can't really tell, but currently we're up here in the cabin, obviously from the cabin build series. It's an exciting day for me. First video I filmed up here in the cabin. As you can tell, the inside kind of really isn't done yet. But yeah, nevertheless, let's get stuck into this episode. Also, just quickly before I start, this is the way I've done it with my carpentry apprenticeship. I'm a 4th year apprentice carpenter now. This is the order I did it, so it's worked pretty well for me. Obviously, there's no correct order to buy your tools in, but this is just a way of me showing how it's worked for me and sort of giving my ideas out to you, and yeah, hopefully it works for you as well. Okay, the first tool I think you should probably be on your list buy first. It isn't really a tool, but it's a tool belt. Obviously, it's kind of really the only thing a builder or a carpenter, depending who your employer is, it's probably the only thing they're going to really ask you to bring on site. But yeah, tool belt, I recommend buying a pretty good tool belt, spending the money, seeing as you're going to be wearing it 8 hours a day, sometimes 10 hours a day depending how long the days you work. Buy a comfortable one, and then obviously deck it out for all the right things, hammer, chisels, square. Definitely worth spending the money, buying good things to start off with, and then it'll last you 10-15 years, or even longer depending how long you're in the trade for. Okay, the second item on your list should be PPE, whether that being safety glasses, earmuffs, or maybe even some gloves, some protective gloves. It's definitely worth getting these things before you get the rest of your tools. So when it comes to using your circ saws and your nail guns and everything, you already have your earmuffs and your safety glasses to chuck on. So it's definitely worth getting that before you go out and buy the rest of your tools. Okay, so next would be basic hand tools. Your things like your hand saw, a chisel set, caulking gun, block planes, all your basic items like that. Don't go overboard and buy heaps of random tools that you might not use that often, but just the simple ones that'll get you through doing most framing jobs and fix out jobs. A coping saw as well, things that you'll use nearly every day, and then you'll have them before you start buying your power tools and get you used to using those sort of tools, before you jump into the bigger stuff. Fourth on the list I think should be an 18-volt kit, whether that be Makita, Milwaukee, Bosch. There's 10 brands out there now that'll all do the same thing for a different price. Obviously you would have seen in my videos I use Makita, quite a popular brand, reasonably priced. I definitely think it's worth getting 18-volt tools pretty early on in your apprenticeship, whether that be 6 months, a year into your apprenticeship. You'll use them all the time. Instead of stinging off your boss and using his tools, having your own tools will show you've got a bit of initiative about you, and you're happy to use your own gear. So obviously your circ saw, your drills, your plane, chargers and everything like that will come with it. But yeah, it's definitely worth getting these pretty early on in your apprenticeship, and yeah, you'll have them for a long time if you spend the money and get the right tools. So okay, next on the list, number 5 would be levels, and more specifically a good set of levels. Nearly everyone goes through the stage of buying a cheaper level, realizing that they're pretty shit house, and they go out of level pretty quickly. So I definitely think it's worth buying a good level to start off with. Obviously a 1200 mil level is the most common size we use, and then maybe a 600 mil level, and then go down from there. I've never really liked the idea of using 2 meter levels and 2.4 meter levels. I think they're too long and too awkward to carry around in your ute. Each to their own. I mean, I know a lot of blokes that use those longer levels, but yeah, 1200 level definitely, and I prefer the brand Stabila. I know lots and lots of people use Stabila, but then again, also each their own, whatever brand suits you. But yeah, definitely, like most things, it's worth spending the money and getting a good one to start off with. Okay, number 6 pretty well goes hand in hand with number 4. It would be drill bits. You don't have to go out and buy all the drill bits, a big set straight away. Even if you just have a 3mm drill bit, 10mm, your common spade bits for drilling outdoors, and then obviously you know, 54mm hole saw bit for drilling out your door locks as well. If you just have the general ones you need, you can normally get away with it. But then again, it kind of works out cheaper in the long run if you just go out and buy a whole kit to start with. But yeah, definitely on number 6, I would get some drill bits to go with your drills. Sometimes even, I know with my Makita kit, they threw in a set of Makita drill bits with the kit, so that's also handy. So you can sometimes tick both things off at the same time. But yeah, definitely worth getting some drill bits. Okay, number 7 would be nail guns. Obviously nail guns, being the more expensive, one of the most expensive tools you're going to buy while being a carpenter. Most people would hold off until the end of their apprenticeship to buy them, but I think it's definitely worth getting them while you're doing your apprenticeship. Especially in my case, I know it was definitely worth having a nail gun. It's been worth having a nail gun on site. You can go off doing your own thing with the nail guns and doing work rather than having to wait around for your bosses. Certainly, if he doesn't have a spare gun as well. So it's definitely worth getting them, even though they're expensive. Probably around the maybe 2nd year apprentice, 3rd year apprentice stage. But yeah, number 7 would be nail guns. 8th on the list is power tools. Not any power tool in particular. But you know, power circ saw, power plane, even a big power drill is also necessary. Having your cordless drills and circ saw does most of your things, but once you get into using hardwood, doing renovations on old homes, you'll know that you definitely need a bit more power. So yeah, it's definitely worth getting some power tools. Also in that would be leads, 20-meter leads. I have a 5-meter lead as well, which is also really handy. And then yeah, you know, RCD, power box, that all sort of comes into the number 8. 9th on the list would be ladders. Not any ladder in particular. Most common one you'd use would be your bigger 5-step ladder. Definitely worth having a step ladder that folds out. You can use it as an extension ladder then also. But yeah, like I say, not a tool, but you'll use them a lot on site, being able to reach the top plate, putting trusses on, and yeah, put it in the back of your ute and you can just leave it there, and it's definitely handy to have on site. That brings us to the final thing on my list. Number 10 would be a drop saw. It's kind of not really a necessary thing, but something you'd put in your list later on. Obviously your boss is going to have his own drop saw. This would be sort of the stage of your apprenticeship where you're going out and you're doing your own sort of cash jobs and doing your own sort of jobs on the weekend. So it's worth having your own drop saw, not having to rely on someone. But yeah, they're pretty expensive. I haven't even bought myself a drop saw yet, but it's definitely the next thing I'm going to buy. And obviously your bigger jobs, doing decks and things like that, you're going to use them a lot, so definitely worth getting one. Okay, I'm filming on the GoPro now because the camera just went flat, which seems to happen to me every video. But yeah, anyway, that wraps up this video. Obviously they're just a guideline, but yeah, they're the 10 tools I've needed so far throughout my apprenticeship. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe if you've liked the video, and also be sure to check out my cabin build series that I've been doing. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.